This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Jay Hibansky. I'm the Planning and Zoning Administrator, and I am going to kick off this meeting, the organizational meeting for the Stratford Zoning Commission on January 12th, 2022 at 7:02 p.m. The first order of business will be the election of our chairman for the year. Do we have any nominations?
Yes, Commissioner Francis here. I'd like to nominate Harold Watson.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Vigliotti.
Second by Mr. Vigliotti. Do we have any discussion?
Yeah, this is Commissioner Francis. Yeah, I believe Mr. Watson has a pretty extensive background and the land use criteria, and I think he would be an asset to be our chair to lead us on this new venture.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Francis. Commissioner Lamberti, did I see you raise your hand?
Yes, point of order. Are there any other nominations?
We will be getting to that next.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is Jim Vigliotti. I just want to, Mr. Watson has served on the Planning Commission, and he's also served on most of the land use committees here in town, Complete Streets, the Greenway, and he's got an extensive background in land use and specifically to how we use land here in the town of Stratford, and I think he would be perfect as our chairman.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Vigliotti. Any other comments before we call any other nominations?
Yeah, Jay, I have some comments. I received a phone call 2 days after the election from a Democrat who told me the Democrats control zoning, so you can't be the chairman, and told me that Mr. Watson and Dion Francis were going to be chair and vice chair. So it's obvious that the Democratic Party, whoever, that's the first time. I've been doing this since 1976, and that's the first time that anyone has ever done that. So it appears that it's strictly the Democrats want to control zoning, which is fine. They do have the votes, but you don't need to shove it down people's throats. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Petroselli. Any other discussion before we move to other nominations? Okay, thank you. Commissioner Lamberti, did I see your hand raised?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to nominate James Vigliotti as chair.
Second.
Okay. Thank you. Any discussion?
Requesting a roll call, Jay.
I'm flattered for the nomination, but I respectfully decline to be chairman. Thank you.
Okay. Len, I see you talking, but I couldn't hear you. You want to try that again?
Yeah, I said since Jim's not interested in it, I will withdraw my second, not to put him up for the vote.
Okay. Any other call for nominations?
Move they be closed.
A motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll take a roll call vote. Please, when I call your name, please indicate who you are voting for our chair, just to make this final. Commissioner Petroselli.
I'm voting no because there's only one person, Harold Watson. Mr. Vigliotti's withdrawn his attempt to become chair. So I think that Harold Watson's the only person up right now.
Okay. Commissioner Vigliotti,
Yes.
Commissioner Francis,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamberti,
No?
Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
Okay, there we have it. 3 in favor, 2 in opposition. I'd like to congratulate Commissioner Watson as chairman for the calendar year of 2022. At this point, I would like to turn the meeting over to Mr. Chairman and ask. Thank you.
You're breaking up, Jay.
I didn't hear that.
I think Jay has frozen. Nope.
Nope, nope, there he goes.
Sorry,
Bluetooth headphones, Jay?
Bluetooth headphones, very expensive and they don't work. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now that we've elected our chairman for the calendar year 2022, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Chairman Watson as we elect our vice chair for the calendar year.
I'm looking for nominations for our vice chair. Yes, Debbie.
I'd like to nominate James Vigliotti as vice chair.
Do I hear anybody else?
Second.
Could we ask you again, James, if you're interested?
I appreciate the offer, but I would like to nominate Dion. I don't know if we're at the point where we're nominating anyone else, but I would rather than have myself nominated and elected vice chair, I would like to nominate Dion Francis in my place to be vice chair.
I will second that. Any discussion?
Yeah, again, I'm going to say one more thing. This has been so decided in stone that no one, I don't think either Mrs. Lamberti or myself ever got a phone call from anyone requesting our vote, because this was cast in stone prior to this meeting. Thank you.
Sorry you feel that way, Lenny. Any other comments? Any other nominations?
Harold, it's not I feel this way, it's factual from phone calls I received.
Well, no, that is definitely not true. I mean, us as a commission, there should be nothing where anything's set in stone. I mean, if that's true, I mean, I wasn't too aware about it. So I don't know where you got that information, Lenny, and I've known you for a long time, and you know how I work, and we've known each other for a long time. So I don't want to bring decisiveness already into the commission, and it was not set in stone. I didn't really know I was going to even want to be this vice chair. So I like to keep an open mind, and I'm a pretty straightforward shooter, as some of these other commissioners and other people that have been on this panel for the last couple of years have known. But I mean, I look forward to working with all of you guys, and I appreciate it, James. And I'm still learning. It's only my second year. I'm still a sophomore in this, and I'm here to make Stratford a better place to live for all of us. I've grown up here. I'm third generation Stratford, and I'm passionate about my town. Stratford High alumni, and all I am here to do is make sure my town is managed properly, zoned properly, and handled properly for the betterment of all the residents, and that's period. Just so you guys know where I'm coming from.
Dion, I respect what you're saying, but I did receive a phone call, and now you're going to force me to say it, from Stephanie Phillips several times, telling me how this commission was going to be run. And if you want me to continue, I can name a few more Democrats. I was trying not to do that, but I'm a very honest person. I'm an upfront person, and that's why some people don't like me. But I tell it like it is.
Well, with all due respect, Glenn, you know, none of us are Stephanie Phillips. So, and I'm sorry if that was so upsetting to you, sincerely. But, you know, I feel like for the last 2 years that I was on zoning, we did a really great nonpartisan job to try to make decisions that were best for the town. And I'm really hoping as we start with the new commission, we can continue in that tradition. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know if this animosity right off the bat, right at the start, is really a really good way to begin. And you know, I mean, people call you, they, you know, they have your phone number and they call you up, and that, I guess they're entitled to share their opinion with you, but that's not necessarily the opinion that Mr. Watson, Mr. Francis, and I myself hold. You know, we're here to do what's best for the town of Stratford. And I really welcome the opportunity to work with you and extend you the courtesy that was extended to me when I was on the commission for the past 2 years. And that's really what my goal is. And I hope we can do that, and you'll extend the same courtesy to me.
Well, Jim, we got no courtesy because it was shoved down our throat who the people were going to be, and no one even called us to ask us how we felt or for our vote. Normally, that's how it goes. I've been doing this a lot longer than you have or anybody else here has. And I've always made the phone call unless something was cast in stone. And I'll stop there.
It's very hard for me not to answer you, Len, because if you know how I ran planning, I followed Chris Sahave's way of doing it in a very non-political way, and that's my intention on zoning. So there is no such thing as politics within our board itself. I will make every effort to make sure that that's not the case. We have work to do. We have rules that we need to make sure get enforced. We need planning that is going to look towards the future with our new POCD. Those are our major tasks. It is not party-based. You might be interested to know that I am no longer a Democratic Party member. So I do not belong to the DTC. So your labeling me as a party hack is unfair, unreal, and you were talking to someone who has nothing to do with the DTC. She retired about 3 or 4 months ago. So I don't know where you get your wisdom from, but it wasn't from me. And there's a part of me that hesitated to say that I wanted to be chair, but it's the only planning board, it's the only board in town that we have a majority Democrat on.
Yeah, that was brought to my attention also.
Okay, that is the overriding fact. And
well, don't question my wisdom, because you would have felt the same way as me if you had received that phone call. I'm not questioning the people on this commission. I'm questioning a Democrat calling me and telling me that. And you guys should be upset with that. Tell her to go to hell.
I had my conversation about that, Lenny. I really did. So I'll talk with you privately about this further, but I don't know that we need to air it more than this.
No, I'm done. I just did not like the way it was handled. I'm not blaming you, because it wasn't you, it wasn't Dion, it wasn't Jim. But unfortunately, you get labeled when you're a Democrat and a Republican sometimes. And you guys just happen to be Democrats. And
you know that better than anybody. I understand that. Let's just agree to move forward if you can. I think we now have to take a vote if there's no more discussion on this. And if you hear a dog barking, I'm sorry. I have a 10-week-old puppy in the back that she's woken up from her nap. Talk about important things. She rules me. If you see me disappear, it's because I'm going to move her into the other room.
all right, so can we vote, I guess, on my chair?
Let me go through everybody. Harold, my vote is for Dion. Mr. Bigliotti?
Yes.
Your vote? is yes for Mr. Dion. Len Petrocelli?
No,
Okay,
No.
and Deborah Lamberti?
No,
Okay, so Dion has it 3-2. And we now have our executive board, which means we can move forward with our meeting. Before we move forward, I need to make sure that I get the information from Jay exactly what we are covering today. I can do my normal intro, but I don't know what else we have on the agenda that we're covering other than this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have no other items on the agenda. This meeting is specifically held.
Hey, what about the secretary? Do we have to strike that?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Lynn.
Jay, do we have to strike the secretary for zoning off or no?
We do. The vice
Okay.
chairman is I am essentially the secretary. I'm not sure why that's on there.
All right. Well, it's not on there, so we'll just skip it. But I know in the past it's been strike. They strike the nomination.
In planning, we had struck it because we have a town employee who acts as secretary.
Okay.
I assume that that's the same as zoning. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe.
That's correct.
Okay, so we're fine then. I can read my opening for a regular zoning meeting. I don't even know if it's needed.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Well, I need to readopt the rules of order, which I'll make a motion just to readopt them.
That I know we need to cover, and I think I will accept your motion. Anybody second the motion on the rules of order?
Second, Jim Vigliotti, second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The rules of order pass. The only other thing that I would like to confirm, Jay, can you give me a clear reading of who are our alternates?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Jay Habansky here. Our alternates are, we have two returning alternates, Linda Manos and Rich Fredette. And
Okay.
we are welcoming a new alternate in his new position, Mr. Crystal Havey.
And Najuin is no longer an alternate?
No, Mr. Wynn is no longer an alternate.
Okay. Hey, you know what? We won. If we get Chris back in here, we won no matter what.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that.
Welcome, Chris. I'm so happy that when you finished your term, I thought, does this mean he gets to retire?
My retirement turned out to be about a week, so yeah, it was kind of quick.
That's good.
So, nice to be aboard. Congratulations to all of you members.
We welcome you back, Chris. Hey, I was gonna miss you, man.
Thank you, Dion. I appreciate that.
And we're going to start working on the POCD, which I think, Chris, get ready.
Yeah, buckle up. Yeah, I know that's coming up.
All right. So
Thanks,
I
guys.
think if that's the only thing I need to say is that our next meeting is a remote meeting on January 26th at 7 p.m. This remote meeting, is this a public hearing, Jay?
Yes, this is a public hearing. We've got several items on the agenda. For our new folks who weren't here when we were doing remote meetings last year or were on another board, typically about a week or two prior to the meeting, we'll make sure that all applications and all relevant material is posted to the land use meetings page. I will be sending out a link to that page every month, so you all get used to kind of navigating there. The agendas, my staff comments, which also get posted to the webpage, and then any other administrative items that might be discussed at that meeting. So, you'll get reminders throughout the month in direction to the land use meeting page. While we're running a remote meeting, that can be worked off of from there. So, I'll be in contact with you all as well as the chairman throughout the month.
So we are not
doing sure that
no deliveries of any documents, only what's on the website. Jay, I went there today. Can you clarify the link to get to that and send it with one of your emails?
Yes, I will.
Because I had trouble finding it. I did find it finally, but.
Yep, I will send that link to the where the applications are. I'll send those out every month so that it's kind of a shortcut for everybody. I just wanted to add that, you know, in the instance that we get a very large application, I will be asking for some sets of hard copies that you folks can certainly come pick up, because I know it might be a little tough to, or we can deliver. I know sometimes with these really large applications, it can be tough working off a laptop. So, you know, I'll kind of make that call as long as you all give me that that leash. I will make that call when I think that it's a project that deserves some hard copies. We'll have those for you.
And my suggestion is, Jay, what I know from planning is that we had trouble reading most of the Mylars and any of the map documents. They were just hard to read online and as a PDF. It just made it really hard when you're looking at elevations and things like that. You could not see it on some of them. No fault to yours. This is all COVID, but if there's any way that you can keep that in mind, I think it would help us in terms of clarity.
Will do.
If that being said, Dion Francis, James Vigliotti, Deborah Lamberti, Len Petrocelli, I hope that we can work to build a team. I hope that we continue to do the good work. Chris, Linda Manos, and Rich Fredette, welcome as our alternates. I promise you we will use you carefully and we will switch between all of you so that you all get a chance to be on. Everybody else, I wish you good health. Make sure that you're putting this into your calendars and that we have as many people as possible. Mr. Cilio, I'm happy to be back. Hopefully I'll be a little better than the last time you worked with me. That being said, will someone please give us a motion to close?
Motion to adjourn.
Who will second it? Deborah seconded. All in favor? Anybody opposed? And with that, we close our very first meeting of 2022. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your vote. I will work hard for you, I promise.
Have a good night, guys, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.